Ever find yourself scratching your head over certain English phrases that just seem to roll off the tongue so naturally? Well, today we're diving into something super cool and incredibly useful: binomial expressions. These are those catchy two-part phrases like back and forth or odds and ends that we use all the time in English. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Why Not Academy. My name is Sarah. Today I'm going to take you through 30 of the most common binomial expressions. These little phrases might seem small, but they pack a big punch in everyday conversation. Not only will I explain what each one means, but I'll also give you a sample sentence as you can see how to use them like a pro. Ready? Let's get started. Let's start with one of the most common expressions. Number 1, back and forth. This expression describes movement in one direction and then back again repeatedly. For example, you might say, the kids kept running back and forth between the living room and the kitchen, indicating that they were moving between two rooms constantly.
They walk back and forth pushing a cart.
Moving on, we have number 2, chalk and cheese. This phrase is used to describe two things that are completely different from each other. For example, my brother and I are like chalk and cheese. He loves sports and I prefer reading. Here, the phrase emphasizes how different two people or things are. Now, from stark contrasts, let's talk about something that refers to the little things left behind. Next up, we have number 3, odds and ends. Odds and ends. This expression refers to small, unimportant things that are left over. For instance, after cleaning up, there were just a few odds and ends left to take care of. This phrase often describes miscellaneous items that don't belong to a specific category.
Thought I'd pick up a couple odds and ends.
Next up, we have number 4, all or nothing. This phrase describes a situation where you either get everything you want or nothing at all. You could say, when it comes to negotiation, he's an all or nothing kind of guy. It reflects a scenario with no middle ground or partial success.
It's all or nothing with her.
Number 5, pick and choose. Pick and choose. This means to select only the best or most suitable from a group. For example, you can pick and choose which sessions to attend at the conference. This phrase suggests that you have the freedom to select what you want from a variety of options. On the other hand, we have number 6, out and out. This phrase means in every respect, complete or without question, often used with negative things. For example, that was an out and out lie and everyone knew it. It emphasizes the totality or absolute nature of something.
Out and out fraud.
Ever feel like your emotions are all over the place? Then you might be familiar with this phrase at number 7, hot and cold. Go hot and cold. This phrase describes feeling extreme emotions that fluctuate between excitement, hot, and anxiety, cold. For example, I went hot and cold when I heard the big news. It conveys the idea of shifting emotions, often in response to something unexpected.
You've been blowing hot and cold all night.
Now let's explore number 8, ins and outs. Ins and outs. This refers to the detailed aspects of a situation or process. You might hear someone say, she knows the ins and outs of the company after working there for 10 years. This phrase is used when someone is familiar with every detail of a topic or procedure. Sometimes when there's no room for discussion or compromise, we can use the phrase number 9, ifs and buts. No ifs and buts. This phrase indicates that something must be done without any excuses or objections. For example, you might hear someone say, I want this report done by Friday. No ifs and buts. You may have also noticed that sometimes this phrase is expanded to no ifs, ands, or buts. This version includes ands to emphasize that no conditions or exceptions will be accepted, reinforcing the idea that there's absolutely no room for negotiation. Both variations convey the same message, but of course, no ifs, ands, and buts adds a little bit more emphasis.
And I'm getting one. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Now, let's step back and look at the bigger picture. At number 10, by and large. By and large. This phrase means generally speaking or on the whole. For example, by and large, the project was a success. It suggests that overall something is true, even if there are exceptions.
And she is by and large woman-shaped.
Feeling active? Have you heard of the phrase out and about? This means going out, moving around, or being busy. For example, despite the cold, she was out and about, running errands all day. It describes someone who is actively engaged in activities outside the home.
What about Morelli?
He's out and about.
While being out and about, it's important to play fair, which brings us to number 12, fair and square. Fair and square. This phrase means honestly and straightforwardly. For instance, he won the game fair and square without any cheating. It's used to indicate that something was done in a completely fair manner.
But you won fair and square.
I beat you, fair and square.
All right, ready to keep things moving? At number 13, we have round and round. Round and round. This phrase describes something moving in circles without making progress. For example, the conversation went round and round without reaching any conclusion. It implies repetitive action with no resolution.
Round and round it goes.
Things are about to get gritty with number 14. We have down and dirty. Down and dirty. This expression means unpleasantly direct and aggressive. An example would be, the debate got down and dirty when the candidates started attacking each other personally. Oh dear. It suggests a situation where people are not holding back in their tactics.
Down and dirty, are you willing to get?
Here's another one for all of you early risers. Number 15, bright and early. Bright and early. This phrase means very early in the morning. For instance, we need to leave bright and early to catch the first train. It's often used to describe starting the day early with energy and enthusiasm.
You're up bright and early.
Now, speaking of routines, let's talk about consistency with this phrase, day by day. Day by day. This phrase means gradually and steadily, one day at a time. For example, she's recovering day by day after the surgery. It implies a slow but consistent process.
Day by day, he sighed with passion.
For situations that require compromise, there's number 17, give and take. Give and take. This expression refers to mutual concessions or compromises in a relationship or situation. For instance, in any successful partnership, there has to be some give and take. This phrase highlights the importance of reciprocity in maintaining balance.
Relationships are about give and take.
Speaking of giving and taking, I noticed that 89.1% of you who watched my videos aren't subscribed yet. If you're enjoying the content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who enjoy learning English. Thank you so much for your support. Now, let's move on to number 18. Speaking of exchanges, we have pitch and catch. Pitch and catch. This phrase describes a back and forth exchange, especially in communication or decision making. For example, we had a pitch and catch session to brainstorm ideas. It suggests an interactive and collaborative process. Pitch and catch.
You're pitching and catching.
When it comes to essentials, number 19, part and parcel. Part and parcel. It means an essential or integral part of something. You might say, late nights are part and parcel of being a doctor. It indicates something that is necessary and unavoidable in a particular situation.
Those are part and parcel of an effort.
For something that happens gradually, you can use number 20, by and by. This phrase means eventually or after a while. For example, by and by, you get used to the new routine. This implies a gradual process that will occur over time.
By and by, they considered it.
Here's a phrase that's all about reliability. Number 21, tried and tested. Tried and tested. This phrase means proven to be reliable through use over time. An example sentence could be, this recipe is tried and tested. I've used it for years. It suggests something has been proven trustworthy and effective. And in this case, the recipe is proven to be tasty.
Definitely. It is tried and tested.
On the other hand, number 22, on and off. On and off. It describes something that happens occasionally or intermittently. For example, the lights keep flickering on and off during the storm. It indicates irregular occurrences.
On and off for 3 years.
Moving on to something clear cut. Let's talk about number 23, black and white. Black and white. This phrase is used to describe situations that are clear and straightforward, with no room for confusion or ambiguity. For example, the rules were black and white, leaving no room for interpretation. It is often used when something is perceived as having only two distinct sides or outcomes, making decisions or judgments easy to make. It's either black or white.
Nothing's black and white.
Let's keep things simple. With number 24, we have plain and simple. Plain and simple. This phrase means straightforward, without any complications. You might say, I want a plain and simple answer, yes or no. It is used to ask for something clear and uncomplicated.
I just want to be famous, plain and simple.
For those who stick by your side, like your friends, there's number 25, thick and thin, for all the loyal folks out there. This phrase means in good times and bad times, like in the sentence, they've stuck together through thick and thin. This phrase is often used to describe loyal relationships.
People who have been with you through thick and thin.
Moving on. Need a phrase to describe something spotlessly clean? We have at number 26, spick and span. It means just that. As in, after hours of cleaning, the house was spick and span. This phrase describes something that is very clean and tidy.
Look at this place. It looks wonderful. All spick and span.
If you want to talk about something being very formal and correct in behavior, you can use number 27, prim and proper. You can say, she's always so prim and proper at social events. This is often used to describe someone who is very concerned with propriety.
I tried to make something clean and prim and proper.
Now, here's a phrase for inconsistency. Number 28, hit and miss. Hit and miss. This phrase means inconsistent, sometimes successful and sometimes not. For example, the restaurant's food can be hit and miss depending on the day. It shows something that is unreliable or inconsistent. Sometimes it tastes good, sometimes it tastes not so good.
I told you it'd be hit and miss.
At number 29, we have wear and tear. Wear and tear. This word here, when it's a noun, it's pronounced as tear, as in tears on your face. But here it's pronounced as tear, wear and tear. This phrase refers to the damage that happens naturally over time with use. For example, the car has some wear and tear, but it still runs fine. This phrase describes normal deterioration from regular use.
No, it's just wear and tear.
Finally, let's close with number 30, wheel and deal. Wheel and deal. This phrase means to engage in clever and sometimes dishonest business or politics. For example, he's known to wheel and deal to get what he wants in business. This phrase suggests someone is maneuvering to achieve their goals, often through shrewd or unscrupulous means. Not good.
You can't be expected to keep track of all my wheelings and dealings.
And there you have it, 30 binomial expressions that will not only spice up your English, but also help you sound more natural and fluent. I hope you found this journey through these expressions fun and educational. If you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Also, be sure to give me a follow on IG for more updates and stories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.